You might be surprised to learn that the Forest of Dean has more working mines per square acre than anywhere else in the UK. And it all stems from an ancient right.
Is this going to be a big hat?
I've got a massive head.
Is that about right?
That's perfect. How do I look? I think the word you're looking for is fantastic there, Richard. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Rich Daniels is one of the few active free miners in the Forest of Dean. He mines at Hopewell Colliery. So this is it, Rich?
Yeah, this is the entrance.
Okay.
So we're going to end up right underneath the middle of that hill over there.
Oh, really? That far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's pretty dark in here, Rich.
It's pretty dark. In fact, it's darker than you've probably ever experienced down here.
It's proper pitch black, isn't it?
It's absolute pitch black, yeah. There's no light at all.
All right, let's go down.
Careful, hang on to the rail.
It's quite a steep
This
down.
is reasonably steep, but where we're working is even steeper than this.
Right.
So just watch as you come around the corner now.
Okay.
This is the coal face. So we come down the dipple, around and into the coal face.
And this is it.
And this is where all the action happens. So the old men had to use a mattock like this one.
Right.
So this was their tool, and they had to cut the coal with the mattock while they were on their side in about 30 inches of height.
It's hard physical work, though, isn't it?
It's very physical. Yeah. Nowadays we use a jigger pick like this one. So this is the jigger pick.
Oh, right.
Compressed air pick.
That's properly heavy, isn't it?
That's properly heavy.
As a registered free miner, Rich can freely extract minerals from the Dean. It's a right that was bestowed by King Edward I and one uniquely enjoyed by generations of forest people since the 13th century. And this ancient privilege was ratified in modern law in 1838 in the Dean Forest Mines Act, which still forms the basis of mining in the area today. How important is free mining to the identity of the forest?
I think it's very important. Even the people that don't mine often want to be associated with free mining. It's because of that spirit of independence is very, very important here.
But it's a way of life that's under threat.
The worst case scenario is the coal will always be here, but the knowledge is the key.
Right.
You need to pass that knowledge on. How to set timber, how to look at rock and read the rock to make sure it's going to be safe. What to do if it's not safe. Keep yourself safe and win your coal and go home at night. So all that stuff is passed on from one generation to another.
And if that goes?
Well, that's curtains. That's the end of it, isn't it?
Black harvest gleaned from the belly of the earth, for thee we seek. Rude hands that claw at your dark, rugged walls, dim eyes that peer through the dust of your falls. That craving for comfort, how strongly it calls. Of thee we speak.
The free mining world is full of rules and regulations, and the man responsible for running the show is Dan Howell, the deputy gaveler. Dan controls all mineral extraction in the Dean and looks after the register of free miners. So when was the first miner actually registered?
Registration of free miner number 1, which was James Frowen, happened on the 1st of September 1838.
In order to register, the criteria are clear. You must have been born in the 100 of St. Breville's, an area within the forest boundaries, and you must be at least 21 years old and have worked a year and a day in a mine. How many mines are still operating today?
We have officially 8 working mines, 7 of which are coal mines and 1 of which is an iron mine. To be known and recognised as a free miner is held in very high regard.
It's a real badge of honour.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Even today, the law states that only men can become free miners. But in 2010, Elaine Moorman fought for the right to join their ranks. But it was a fight that raised the hackles of the existing free miners.
Well, they weren't very happy that I'd become a free miner, and they would have liked to have had it taken from me But it's all gone quiet now. I don't really hear anything now about anything going on. So whether they still feel the same way, I don't know. I always wanted to be a free miner, but I was always told you had to be male. So when I got to the age of 50, I thought I'd test the waters. And I applied and was refused a few times. I fitted all the qualifications apart from the fact that I was female.
And the whole thing went all the way to Parliament?
Yes, it did, but they couldn't do anything to change the law. So it went to the Governor's office up in Scotland, and they decided that I should become a free miner, but not because anything's been changed, but because they didn't specifically ban women.
But will there be a new generation of free miners in the forest at all, men or women? The Heritage Lottery Fund is supporting a project which may find some younger people eligible to add their names in the register.
We don't need hundreds and hundreds of pits. We just need a few pits to go forward so that we can pass on that knowledge to the younger generation so that they can pass it on to the next one, same as it has been for hundreds and hundreds of years.
There is still a wealth of mineral left in the ground here. There is future provision for potentially more mines to be worked. It's difficult to attract people into an industry which is inherently dangerous, very hard work, very dirty, and something that you are not going to reap an awful lot of money from. There is far easier ways to make money.
Well, that's it from us tonight. We're back with you next week. Hope you can join us then. Good night. Coming up on next week's show, we meet the Swindon nurse who transforms into a medieval queen.
Certainly when I put on the outfit, my character changes. I go into character.
You look beautiful, my lady.
Thank you.